Good morning everyone, it's Crypto Diligence here. In this video, I'm going to talk about how the XRP ledger is actually decentralized. Now I'm here to debunk the myth that most people seem to think that XRP is centralized. They call it the banker's coin, etc. It's just not true. So in this article by David Schwartz back in August of 2018, this article explains very thoroughly and very well how the XRP ledger is actually inherently decentralized in nature. So it starts off by saying how Bitcoin and Ethereum are currently viewed as the gold standard for decentralization, meaning they are architected in a way that no single individual or minority group can dictate rules or rewrite transaction history, hence the power of blockchain. Since these blockchains are considered decentralized, then by design, the XRP ledger is also, if not more so, decentralized than Bitcoin and Ethereum. So as we know, Bitcoin and Ethereum use proof of work, but the XRP ledger uses the consensus protocol. Now the problem with proof of work algorithms is that they're actually more liable to becoming centralized. More on that a little bit later, but the XRP ledger uses a consensus protocol that relies on a majority of validators to record and verify transactions without incentivizing any one party. That's another big thing. With proof of work, the miners are paid to validate transactions, but in XRP, none of the validators are paid in any way, shape, or form. There's no incentivizing. The validators are different from miners because they aren't paid, and when they order and validate transactions, this also helps make the XRP ledger decentralized because no one gets rewarded for doing what they're supposed to do as a validator. Now, this was 4 years ago, so it's slightly a little bit outdated, but back then, Bitcoin was centralized heavily in China because China at the time owned at least 80% of all Bitcoin mining. Now, imagine if a country such as Brazil or El Salvador decided to use Bitcoin as their currency, right? Now, China could literally shut down their economy with a flip of a switch. Okay, that's how centralized it is. This puts it at a greater risk of being manipulated by a single sovereign government. Some experts even suggest that in a worst-case scenario, miners of Bitcoin and Ethereum blockchains could use this to their advantage, conspiring to rewrite history on the blockchain through 51% attack that results in verified transactions being unvalidated and allows for fraud to occur. However, compared to the XRP ledger, it requires 80% of validators on the entire network over a 2-week period to continuously support a change before it is applied. Now compare that to proof of work. Also, of the approximately 150 validators we have today, Ripple only controls 10 of them. For Bitcoin and Ethereum, one miner could have 51% of the hashing power, which is insane, but each Ripple validator only has one vote in support of an exchange of ordering a transaction. Additionally, this 2-week waiting period gives time for those that support a proposed change to update their software in accommodation of it. So if 80% of users, the exchanges, and other participants do not adopt a change that is proposed by their validators, the change does not go through. The truth is that Bitcoin and Ethereum are actually becoming more centralized over time, while the XRP ledger is getting more decentralized. So users on the XRP ledger, they have to select a unique node list, otherwise called a UNL, which is a list of validators trusted by that user to order transactions. Now they can select specific validators for their own UNL, or they can rely on the recommended unique node lists that have been compiled by other parties. So Ripple has a list that they recommend, but the users can actually choose whichever one they prefer, or they can create their own. So this is good because validators on the Ripple network can actually have the freedom to choose whichever validator they want instead of choosing the one that Ripple recommends, although I don't think that would be an issue anyway. And it says here that every user is the ultimate authority of the code his or her server runs, and therefore the rules under which it operates. If a server's code does not support a particular set of rules, then that server can never operate under those rules. What this means is that validators cannot conspire to enable a network rule change that does not have broad user support. This is a very thorough article. I highly recommend you read it if you haven't done so already. It's on the Ripple website under the insights called The Inherently Decentralized Nature of XRP Ledger by the man himself, David Schwartz. Now we go over here, XRP utility for the new global economy. It's fast and green. It's good for the environment. Digital asset XRP was built to be the most practical cryptocurrency for applications across the financial services space. Financial institutions can use it to bridge two currencies to facilitate faster, more affordable cross-border transactions around the world. Individuals such as you and me can use it as a more accessible alternative to traditional banking and to move different currencies around the world. And developers can also build on the XRP Ledger's strong open source foundation to build powerful applications without hurting the environment. As you see here are XRP's unmatched benefits. It's fast, it settles in 3 to 5 seconds, it's low cost, it costs a quarter of a penny per transactions. It's scalable, it consistently handles 1,500 transactions per second, 24/7. It's stable. There have been 70 million closed ledgers since 2012 when it began. It's sustainable, it's distributed, best of all, it's decentralized. Now, this article focuses on how the XRP Ledger Foundation shared an update on the UNL. So it's explaining how Ripple's influence is actually reduced. And this was actually last month on October 7th of 2022. And it's saying that according to the official announcement, the Estonia registered nonprofit that supports the XRPL ecosystem, the unique node list, has been released with major updates. First, it was decided to add a new validating entity to the list of default validators, Xpectar. This project proved itself an active and reliable member of the XRPL's ecosystem. Next step toward decentralization of XRP Ledger. So as you can see here, it is true what David was saying, that the XRP Ledger is becoming more and more decentralized over time. Now last but not least, this article came out also last month. Ripple claims more decentralization as XRP holdings dropped to 50%. So now XRP Ledger is even more decentralized, as we keep talking about. XRP Ledger uses federated Byzantine consensus to validate transactions, add new features, and secure the network, which means that each validator node gets one vote regardless of how much XRP they own. Ripple currently operates 4 out of 130 plus validator nodes of the XRPL. So Ripple now actually owns less than 50% of the total supply. The state of global crypto regulation, macroeconomic moves, and on-demand liquidity continue domination. Look at that. And Ripple also has continued to sell XRP only in connection with ODL transactions, and on-demand liquidity volumes have ramped up as Ripple's ODL business expanded globally. So guys, as you can see, XRP Ledger is truly decentralized no matter what people say. Okay, you can't argue with it. The facts, the research is there. You just have to look for it.